shadows, they like to follow you around here. The Beattie Mansion in St. Joseph, Missouri. Come on in. Right here in this stairwell, there was a for a drug-addicted girl. I first saw shadows and then heard singing, and then I heard the creaking of the banister up there and then dropping with a loud crack. People go there to die. Honestly, I don't go in here because I've heard things moving in there. I was down here the other day and I heard and in this window there is a fuzzy-headed woman who appears to be not quite together in the head, and she likes to scream and she'll stand in that window. The house gets me. We were hearing people laughing and giggling and conversation and doors opening and shutting with the doorknobs and things like that, so they were like, is it always like this? They're excited you're here. I also saw a man who had kind of harassed her into it, and then there was another one down at the bottom of the steps who was clapping his hands, jumping up and down, and peeing himself. So...
Tonight on the Paranormal Files, we're here in Missouri at the Beattie Mansion.
We would love to talk to you tonight.
You hear us.
Needle. The woman who her life.
Cursed.
Ew, it smells like diapers. Wait a second.
I mean, there's no question for you that it's haunted.
Oh, absolutely.
In today's video, we're exploring an infamous abandoned estate searching for proof of paranormal activity. And while I was editing this video, I was reminded of another captivating investigation that I'm thrilled to share with you. Today's video is sponsored by June's Journey, a sophisticated hidden object mystery game set in the elegant and glamorous 1920s. In the game June's Journey, you play as June Parker, a determined and astute female protagonist on a quest to solve the tragic murder of her sister and unearth the long-buried secrets of her family. Each meticulously crafted hidden object scene advances the thrilling narrative of the game, a story rich with intricate themes such as love, betrayal, familial bonds, and societal challenges. A story that draws you deeper and deeper into the game that feels just as compelling as our own paranormal investigations. In my opinion, the true strength of the game June's Journey lies in its dynamic, ever-evolving storyline and the remarkable character of June Parker that you play as. New chapters of the game are released weekly, ensuring a continuous stream of fresh mysteries to solve, and this also helps keep the game vibrant and engaging. Let me tell you, it is a super fun game. You're searching for hidden objects in all these beautiful scenes straight out of the 1920s, and the fact that at the same time that you're playing, you're trying to unravel this mysterious murder mystery, it's a perfect way to unwind at the end of the day, turn off your brain, and just have a little bit of fun. And beyond finding hidden objects, the game offers opportunities to design and personalize a breathtaking island estate, participate in exclusive in-game events for rewards, and collaborate with your friends or fellow June's Journey enthusiasts in a club, fostering a sense of community, kind of like ours here on YouTube. So for those of you who relish the thrill of solving mysteries, I wholeheartedly encourage you to download and play June's Journey today, available to you at no cost on iOS, Android, and PC platforms. This sponsorship by June's Journey has allowed me to dive deep into the game's world, and I'm confident that you'll find its narrative as enthralling as my ghost hunting adventures. All you have to do is scan the QR code displayed on the screen or follow the link in the video description to download the game and embark on an epic journey to solve the murder. Once again, all you have to do is scan the QR code, or you can use the link in the description to download June's Journey today. And now, let's get back to our show. In today's video, we're investigating the notorious Beattie Mansion in St. Joseph, Missouri, and this is one of the banned episodes of the Paranormal Files. So, a little context before we begin today. This episode was posted first back in 2022 in its full form. When it was first posted, almost 100,000 people were able to see the video, but then out of nowhere, YouTube age restricted it and deemed it too graphic, too disturbing for audiences on YouTube. Now, a lot of people have different opinions on this, but YouTube itself is incredibly backwards with its censorship rules. I've done tests where I've uploaded one video on one channel and the exact same video on another channel, and on one channel the video has no strikes, no age restriction whatsoever, but on the other channel it's fully age restricted and demonetized, which just goes to show that whatever system they use, there aren't any humans behind it. For example, I have no contact at YouTube. I have nobody that I can reach out to when I have a problem. None of my friends on YouTube have someone that they can depend on if something comes up. You're working for a faceless corporation that utilizes, robotic technology and AI to scan for anything that's too extreme. When this video was age restricted back then, I freaked out and I privated the video, not wanting it to impact the rest of my channel and my work, and that's where it sat for years. And just recently, about a week ago, I was going through some old videos and I realized this video has been sitting here. It's a full-length investigation with some really great history and some really great moments of connection, and nobody can see it. Barely anybody saw it in the first place, and so I wanted to revisit it. Now, the Beattie Mansion is a notorious location. There's so much to explore inside of the building. There's so much space, and the history that you're about to hear is very dark and very disturbing. So I will give you guys a warning. And in today's video, I've censored it even further. That's just one of the things that I've had to grapple with over the last year, especially doing my second channel, The Conspiracy Files. I have to censor stuff because otherwise I get age restricted, but then I have people getting angry with me that I censor stuff. And even when I try to do workarounds, like by referring to things as, different terms or using different terminology, I still get struck. So I have no idea how the system works. They don't tell you, they don't give you information. And I just get stuck in this limbo where I don't know exactly what I can post or how I can talk about things, when on other platforms, you can really say or do anything and your content isn't affected. So it's a really, really disturbing trend, because especially with a video like this, we're just discussing historical events. And I put my time, I put my heart, my soul into these videos. And after filming, traveling to the locations, editing, and then being hit with a censorship strike after you post the video and it's, received 70, 80,000 views, that's heartbreaking, because it just kills the video. People can't see the video on YouTube unless they're signed into an account that says they're over 18 years old. And that's just for talking about history, real historical events. Like in this case, all we did was interview somebody from the location about real people's lives and real tragedies that sprung forth from this location. Yeah, this video is being presented exactly as it was uploaded years ago, with a little more censorship, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. It's really dark. We had some really great communication with an energy or energies inside of the building. And yeah, just buckle in. This is the banned episode of the show, the lost episode of the Paranormal Files, and I present it to you right now in whole. Without further ado, guys, let's just dig in and begin to unravel the mystery of the Beattie Mansion. Tonight on the Paranormal Files, we're here in Missouri at the Beattie Mansion. This massive complex of now empty buildings was once home to a number of different institutions, including at different points a drug rehab facility, a mental institution, and also it was a private residence. And that leads us to one of the most infamous hauntings or spirits found within this building, Eliza, one of the original owners of the home, who died under suspicious circumstances in the house. Tonight we're here investigating 4 ghosts. And yeah, just from being inside the building for a couple of minutes, you can already tell that there is something off about this place. So let's see what we find out tonight, and welcome to the Paranormal Files.
I'm Marianne Podrasky. I'm a historian, resident psychic medium, and paranormal investigator, and I manage the Beattie Mansion in St. Joseph, Missouri. And here we are. Come on in. The Beattie Mansion, it was built in 1854 by Armstrong and Eliza Beattie as their family home. They had no children, so they wound up taking in nieces and nephews and filled the house with social gatherings and things of that nature. The house has been in continuous use up until 1992, and then it was shut down for a while, for about 15 years or so, then bought by Michael Burkert, and he wanted to turn it into a destination bed and breakfast, which didn't go too well. He couldn't get crews to stay because they were seeing things like people walking through walls and hearing noises, doors slam, footsteps, and people were moving their tools around, so they took off. And ever since then, she's been run basically for paranormal investigations and research. She's had a lot of books written about her. She's been on TV several times. She's quite the girl, quite the old gal. Shall we go in?
And what, I'm going to ask you, when you say
Okay.
she, why do you refer to
I refer to it as she because the lady of the house, Eliza Beattie, she was left the house in Armstrong's will, but only the house and nothing else. The property inside and the structure, she had no money to run the house. So her nieces and nephews ran it until she died, and then when she died, they sold the house to the Ladies Union Benevolent Society, and it became an orphanage after the Civil War. They, however, sold the house, took $3 million worth of cash they were left by Armstrong, and took off. They didn't even buy markers for their grave sites. So that's something that the townspeople did. Armstrong was the first mayor of St. Joseph. He was also mayor 5 times. So that's pretty extreme, even for those days. And he was one of the first millionaires. He was also the first private owner of his own bank. Are we ready to go in?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the formal parlor. They would have had their social gatherings. It's also a music area. The piano is known to go off by itself. You can hear sometimes singing and very often piano music. Eliza loved music, so that's one of the main calls to her fame is the singing. You can hear a few notes in the house. Also, there's whistling. We think that might be Armstrong, but we're not really sure. He died of cholera in the house in 1878, and Eliza died in 1880. We have a lot of artifacts that pertain to the time, and some that don't. This is a World War I collapsible operating table, and they would have taken the plugs out, and buckets would have been underneath it to catch whatever. And then a period wheelchair we have. This was Armstrong's banking chair. Came from his bank. Over here we have Buford, our elk. He's been here as long as I've known the place. And we have a post-mortem portrait right over here. His 3 children, they were painted alive, and then after they died, their skin was made to look that pallor, and their gaze was off to the side after they died. They probably all died from the same illness, more than likely. That's a very typical thing that they did back in that period, was post-mortem portraits. They weren't as squeamish about death as we are. This mirror here is a real lead glass mirror, and lots of times there's stuff going on in it. If you're lucky, you'll see a little mist or something around you. They like to follow you around here, especially if you have kids. Out here in our entryway, we have these portraits. The home was an orphanage, and it was called the Home for the Friendless. And I started collecting old photographs decades ago. And when I started working here and refurbishing the mansion, bringing it back to home, to look like a home again, I decided that these were homeless people. They had no place to be, and we would put them here, and then they would be here at the Home for the Friendless with everyone else that's still here. And it seemed to really kind of amp up the activity. Every time we make it a little more human, a little more normal, and a little more comfortable, it ups the ante a little bit paranormally. And some more of our people here. This little girl right here is post-mortem as well. That's her blanket, her christening gown, and then her hair. Sad but sweet at the same time. In here is the kitchen. When the house was originally built, this would have been actually the entryway, and this door we just walked past would have been a big double door like the ones we went out a little bit ago. It was altered multiple times because of the different uses for the house. Just like they took all the fireplaces out because it was unsafe for being an orphanage. And then they took the fireplaces out and put wood stoves in, so go figure. But anyway, they had to make it adapt for different uses. We do hear a lot of footsteps and running in here. like in this door, running a loop and then going out this way. And I think it sounds like children, but it's hard to say. It could be just other people chasing each other around. I try to have something from each time period in a vignette, so to speak. So this is my reading corner. Reading was a lot more popular than it is now, so people would actually sit and read for hours on end. So this is my reading nook right here. And of course we have some old vintage music items. That's a working bathroom, by the way. Okay, this is one of the features of the house. Wherever there was a water pipe, they would put a toilet. So we've got a lot of rooms that used to be bathrooms, aren't anymore, but we still have the toilet in there. It's been disconnected, but there is actually a toilet in there. Now we're leaving the original part of the house. And in the original house, this was actually the back door. You can see where the front doors would be right there. And it was removed and just one door put in. They were big double doors with a double porch and witch's hat on the top. And then this would have been the side door. So they've altered it a lot, but you can see how thick the walls are there. This is actually the Hogland annex. It was added on when it was still a nursing home because of the need. Not just orphans were here, but displaced mothers as well. We had some ladies that were retired working girls, shall we say, and sometimes they brought their children here or had children when they were here. And it's my feeling that for that time there were people who wanted children that couldn't have them, so there were probably some, shall we say, primitive adoptions going on. Right here in this stairwell there was for a drug addicted girl. That was in the 80s, and that's the first thing I saw when I came in the house. Well, I first saw shadows and then heard singing, and then I heard the creaking of the banister up there and then dropping and with a loud crack. So that's where this took place. And I think the woman was probably bullied by some of the mental patients that were here. There were drug and alcohol people here at the very end when it was a group home, and there were mental patients here as well. Some people that got out of jail or prison and had nowhere to go. They were housed here, so you can see how there would be a mixture of people thrown together that possibly shouldn't have been together. Overcrowding, underfunded, and understaffed, and it was closed in 1992, I believe, early 90s. And
so this death here, was it by?
Yes. Yeah, she tied a bed sheet around that. I'll show you when we go up the steps. This is an interesting part of the house, though. This lower level right here was where I feel the mental patients were, because it feels frenetic in this area. I've been pushed. I've had my hair pulled. I've been growled at. I've been groped a little bit. It's kind of uncomfortable, and it can be kind of crazy right here. Just a hodgepodge of energy. A lot of people that are sensitive, they'll walk into this area and immediately feel a pressure and a heaviness, kind of constricting your ability to breathe a little bit. This is what we have left of the residential care center when there was old people here. That's our call buttons. It's not completely intact, but we don't hear it anymore, but every now and then you can hear the switches flip. Every room has a call button, and this is where it would have lit up. That's all on this wing, though, so it's only for this part of the house. We have other artifacts that are people with disabilities. They left some things here, so I'm trying to get that together in this room. This is the only sink in the entire place that's low enough for children or for people with a handicap. So it wasn't really geared towards people with physical disabilities back in the day, and accessibility was a big problem. We do have a lot of rooms that have significant damage, so we're not using them as bedrooms yet. Okie dokie, let's go over here. We have rooms that have a lot of stuff in it. We just haven't found homes for it yet. It's storage, basically. This is what I like to call our haunted potty chair. It actually is a potty chair. It had rails on the bottom. You would slide a commode in underneath it, and Grandma really didn't even have to get up. All she had to do was lift her hoop skirt up or whatever, and she could just keep right on rocking. But it is indeed a potty chair. We have had movement on it. Trigger objects will go off, things like that. I've seen it move just a little bit, but more often than not, there's some phantom movement around it because it'll set off a REM pod or other trigger objects with lights. So I think they probably like the lights. We've got a lot of rooms that were as they found them, and we're not going to change it. The old school linoleum. There's pieces of trim in here that came off the outside of the house, the doorway where we just passed through, the old back door, and they took off all the trim, put it on a flatbed truck, and took it to strip it because it had layers of lead paint on it. And when they stripped it, they took off the measurements and the location for all the pieces on the back. So we don't really know where they go or how they fit. So they are kind of laid in different places in the house. We'll see some more upstairs. This is one room that feels unhappy to me, and I think it's because I have pieces of the house sitting there. It's beautiful woodwork, but it's going to be something else putting it back together, I think. This is an area where there is a lot of movement in here, a lot of orbs. A lot of the orbs are, softball size and maybe about my height this way or low to the ground, which could be children. But they do a lot of chasing back and forth. There's awful lot of playing tag in the building. And this is one of the places for that. I set mirrors out everywhere because you never know what you're going to see in the mirror, and it kind of helps you catch them, if you will, if you want to put it that way. A lot of people come in here and do vigils in here because of the mirrors. Me, I don't, because I don't need to, but a lot of people are interested in that kind of thing. You know, if you scry at all, you're into scrying. This is just. This is one room. Notice the shampoo bowl. I don't know how in the world somebody in a wheelchair would have gotten in there. There's a toilet right around the corner there, which makes absolutely no sense because it's not accessible at all. But that's the way they did it. This was originally underneath the stairs and was probably not even enclosed. They had to alter it so that they could put fire doors up. And that's why they've closed off where the open banisters and the stairways that would have been left open for aeration. Sitting up on the hill here, we do get an awful lot of breeze. And this is the sad staircase, as I call it. There's one of the fire doors there, but the young lady, she was a young blonde woman. I'm going to put her mid to late 20s. She had needle marks on both arms, and she tied herself to this banister with a piece of sheet. And while she was, I also saw, it's a blessing and a curse, but I saw the man who had kind of harassed her into it had been tormenting her. He was obviously mentally ill, and then there was another one down at the bottom of the steps who was clapping his hands, jumping up and down, and peeing himself. So, yeah, we had some gems here at one time. This is one of the fire doors. You can see how this would have all been open all the way around originally, but they closed it all off for the fire doors. And so they could make more rooms. Okay, we're up in the addition right now, the Hogland annex on the second floor. And this is, as far as we know, the only known portrait of Eliza Beattie. This was purchased from her great-great-great niece. And it was bought by Michael Burkert. And when we put this portrait up and put the light on it, I promised her that we wouldn't turn the light out. So if y'all would leave the light on for her, she'd appreciate that. But she became extremely affectionate when we did this. And I bring her flowers and change her flowers out every now and then, but she really likes this. People say that she only walks on that part of the house, but that's not true. She goes everywhere because this is her house. changes and all, it doesn't matter. She's very present all through the entire house. And she's kind of the one that I answer to a little bit. I try to honor her and try to make her feel as if my interests are hers. This is one of the little old ladies' rooms. She tells me her name is Harriet, but this building was in use for 100 years. So how would I know that there was just one Harriet? Definitely more people use the room. So I have to do a vigil in every single room and take notes. I do automatic writing and I write down what I have, but Harriet is one of the names that comes up a lot. So I just call it Harriet's room right now, but later on I have a feeling we'll find out a lot more.
Her first name is?
Eliza.
Eliza.
Mm-hmm. Eliza Jane Snotty Beattie. She spent her last 2 years in the house bedridden. So I don't know if it was on the first floor or the second floor. I have a feeling if she was up on the second floor, then she was probably pretty lonely. We have a lot of rooms that aren't in use yet, but were at one time. All these rooms were once twice the size at least, and they were closed in and made into sleeping rooms. So they're everywhere. They're extra doors, extra walls. It's hard to, you can see where the brick facade was completely different than it is now, so it's hard to, I don't know, I'd like to have 1 week 100 years ago just so I could see the way it's supposed to be. Okay. 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 And another one of the many sleeping rooms. When we have a lot of people here, they don't necessarily sleep in these beds, but they do like to lay down on the bed and talk to whoever's here and then ask for, you know, responses and things like that. And we are pretty good about being able to get a lot of voice activation in the hallways and the kind of stuff that you don't even really hear. Some of it you do hear. But it's a great place for recorders. Up here. Yet another bedroom. And this, everybody used to call him Grumpy Man. I don't like calling him Grumpy Man because I think it's rude. His name is George, and he was cranky for the longest time, so I started trying to pay some extra attention to George. He told me that he was in the military, so I brought him some military type things, put a map up and a flag, and he told me that he doesn't wear belts, he wears suspenders, so I brought him some suspenders. I just kind of try to make him happy, and every now and then I smell cigarette smoke. And that's when I tell George, no, you know, you're not supposed to smoke inside. You should really be going outside to smoke. So when lights were out, he used to go through the window. Climb through the window and sit out on the balcony and smoke, because he could. So every now and then I do smell cigarettes in here, even though he's not supposed to smoke. And then just recently, I was going through my notes and I did another session in here and I kept hearing harmonica, harmonica, harmonica. So I was like, George, you want a harmonica? And then downstairs I was going through a box and I found a harmonica. So it's just kind of like, this is George's harmonica, okay. Now, if I ever hear the harmonica, I'm gonna lose it. It's just gonna be really cool. But you know, you just never know. It's hard to say. But George is a lot happier now that he's being treated with some respect. I will show you something that's kind of funny. This was left here by Michael. He likes to put clothes in the closets and things like that. It was out on the front of the door, just left there on display. And someone was saying, hey, George, that's a really ugly vest you got there. Your clothes are really ugly. And they had a tape recorder going. And when they listened back, he was saying that your clothes are really ugly. And George said, asshole, just like that. So it's like, don't give him a hard time. This isn't his, you know, please. But he doesn't like to be made fun of for his clothes, especially since they're not his. Unfortunately, we've had to screw the doors shut because of theft, people coming up the fire escapes and across the porches and breaking in. The place was once full of really high-end antiques, but most of them were stolen. And this is another room where it's sad to me. Here's our woodwork. and it feels so lonely in here. A lot of people will come in here and sit, and I think the residual energy is thick in here because we can't get the house put back together. It would take a whole crew of carpenters. But the wood is really beautiful. We just have a hard time figuring out where it's supposed to go. So maybe someday we'll win the lottery and I'll hire about 15 carpenters. Okay, down this hallway and around this corner, we're gonna come back across this breezeway here. This connects both wings. This is back to the original house right here. It would have had a 2-story balcony on it. And we are coming to Mabel's room. Mabel is the one documented child passing that we have here. She died from pernicious anemia, which basically she bled out. She died from jaundice and internal bleeding. And we do have that on record. We have an article that was in the newspaper down in the office that's up on the wall if you'd like to read that. But Mabel was here with 3 of her siblings when it was an orphanage. There were 4 children here. And their mother and father were already dead, so basically when Mabel died, it left 3. Their last name was Idecker. So there were 3 Idecker children left here after Mabel passed away. A lot of stuff happens in here. A lot of people that put REM pods or trigger objects in here or anything that plays music. Mabel goes bonkers over that. And a lot of people bring her toys, and I just recently brought her some horsies because she said she likes horsies. And people sit in the rocking chair and have some pretty good experiences in here. Mabel likes to run up and down the hallway because she can, and nobody's telling her she can't anymore. These are some of our original bathtubs, and it doesn't look like they're going anywhere. They only weigh 700 pounds apiece. So, I know, but this one back here, that's my tub. I want it.
These are nice.
Yeah, oh my God, the slope back, yeah. But they are original to the house, and that's why they're still here. That's one thing they couldn't carry off was my tubs. Okay, wait a minute, I'm turned around. I already brought you this way, I'm sorry, I apologize. It happens to me every day. I get turned around, and a lot of people that come to stay, they're fine during the day, but once it's dark, they wind up going up one hallway, and then again, back and forth. Okay, up here, these are the louvered doors, 2 of the louvered doors we have in multiple places that they had on the doors of each room when it was a halfway house. They mounted just this high and that low. It gave them privacy, but not too much privacy. So they could still get in and still unlock the door if they need to be. This is the working girls' room. This is something I'm working on right now. I've got a lot of body art that I'm going to put up and some vintage lingerie and bloomers and things like that. But this is one room that it feels decidedly feminine to me, and it's happened again. Every time I come in here, I straighten this up, and it's moved every day. So I'm not sure if they're just fussing with it because they like it or what, but having a 0 budget here, I scrounge and get everything I can, so I hope they're pleased with it, even though it doesn't have drawer pulls. But yeah, this is my working girls' room. St. Joseph was quite the wild town. I don't know if you knew that, but it used to be pretty wild back in the day. This is one room. These are the original pine floors. That's what the entire house had, but because of the sprinkler system and leaks and things like that, they replaced the hallway down here. They basically put it right on top with oak, which is fine, but this is the original pine here. It's very highly coveted. I wish the whole place was like that, but that's our floor there. And you can see we've had a lot of damage up here, but everything's a work in progress here. This is going to be another reading nook too, I think. Okay, this is the activity room. The trim, it had been removed, but they had knocked down the wall to make it large enough. Oh, they played checkers and chess and things like that, and ping pong. And I always heard ping pong in here, you know, that tick-tunk, back and forth. And one time I was down in the basement digging around where there's no electricity, and I found a really old ping pong table, so they really did play ping pong here. But that would have been, you know, one of the many things to keep them busy, keep them occupied. And a lot of people say they haven't had activity in here. I haven't had anything happen in here, but I've had multitudes out there in the hallway, just coming and going constantly. So you might want to look for that later. Another one of our many bathrooms. This one I like because it had the original sink. It's low for the children, so I think it's probably used by the kids, by the orphans. This definitely was a child's sink, I think. And then the tub, I'm not sure about how original the tub is, but I've heard running water in here, and I've heard that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, a couple of times I didn't want to come in here, because I thought, oh God, what if it's a raccoon? Oh God, I didn't want to mess with it. But I have heard the toilet seat funk. And no, there's no light. You never know whether there's going to be power or not. There's a lot of glassware stored in there, light fixtures and stuff. And down this way, I've got an interesting story about this room. If you'd like to follow me in, there's a man named Kelly. He was Michael Burkert's big brother things, and he kind of adopted him, and his son took him on to mentor him. And Kelly was staying here. Michael was still newly an owner of this, and so he was going to work on it one room at a time. And you can see that he'd done a lot of scraping and some priming and stuff, but he decided that there was something really wrong here. And he would go down to the kitchen in the morning, and the refrigerator would be open, and food would be thrown out on the floor. And Michael's 2 dogs were here, and they were nervous wrecks. They were just whining and crying all the time and really upset. So he didn't know what to think. He didn't believe in those things, you know. And he told Michael, I'm hearing an awful lot of stuff. And Michael says, well, you know, it's a wild neighborhood, and, you know, maybe I hope it's not vagrants. So he was all the time checking to see if anybody had broken in. But the story about this room is he was trying to sleep in here. And one night there was a thunderstorm, and underneath the crack at the bottom of the door, he could see lightning from out in the hallway because there was no shades on the windows. And all of a sudden, it went from voices talking to voices shouting to then a ruckus out in the hallway, and this started. Like that. Well, Kelly had the door locked, and he was sitting on the bed with a shotgun on his lap. The dog's on the bed with him. Everybody was freaking out. When it got quiet, he finally decided to run downstairs, sit on the front porch with the shotgun on his lap until dawn, because it was scaring the living crap out of him. Years later, fast forward to me coming here, Michael said, I wonder why they didn't like, Kelly's a nice guy, I wonder why they didn't like him. And I said, Michael, that room up here, this was Armstrong's sitting room, which means that right through this past door was Armstrong's bedroom. Armstrong owned 15 slaves when he lived here. Kelly was a black man. So Kelly, being African American, should not have been in Armstrong's sitting room or anywhere near where Armstrong lived. That's why they were trying to chase him out. And it took me to tell them. But I mean, that's really what I believe, because he just wouldn't have been allowed to be here. And I haven't done much in here yet because, quite frankly, this was Armstrong's bedroom, and he's not my favorite person in the world. But that's just me. I'm a little biased because he wasn't very nice to his wife. But he would have had his bedroom here. His stove would have been right there, or a fireplace originally. And this was his bedroom because he would sit out on the double-decker porch. It was smaller at the time, but you could see all the way down to the river. So he could keep track of all the comings and goings of the barges and the shipments and slave acquisitions, all kinds of things would have happened at the river. It would have basically been your highway at the time. And of course, all this wouldn't have been here, maybe a couple of the houses, but this was the very first house built in this area. This was the largest wall in St. Joseph at the time. So they're not joking when they call it the house on the hill. But he had this room because he could see not only there, but he could see out onto Main Street, and that was the front of the house. So basically he had command of everything, since that's just the kind of guy he was. Across the hall, because they did not share bedrooms in these days, this was Eliza's room. And I'm working on it a little bit at a time. This would have faced the gardens. She had, the entire front was terraced gardens, and that was her passion. She did tell me that her baby was in the garden. So I believe that she did probably lose a child, and back then they didn't talk about those things. And if it was a miscarriage, not full term, they could very well have placed the fetus in the flower gardens. So when she told me my baby's in the garden, that's just kind of what I thought. I'm trying to make it pretty and comfortable for her again. And it's kind of hard, but she's patient with me. So we come in here and visit quite often. And then this would have been her sitting room. And of course they threw a wall up and put a short door. The doors would have all been this high. The transoms were added on, I believe, and the original doors, we'll see one out there in the outside hallway, but they were huge. They're like 8 feet tall. They're very, very beautiful. I wish I could put them all back up, but we don't have all of them. There's one of them right there, one of the interior doors right there. That window right there has plastic over it, so it makes noise, and everybody always thinks it's the ghost making noise, but it's the plastic moving. But they do go up and down this hallway all the time, all night long. I just recently lost a friend of mine who was my fellow investigator here. His name is Joseph, and it's been real hard for me being here without him. And I was sitting in this area right here, and we used to investigate together all the time. And whenever we did, it was off the chart active. And I was just sitting there, and I got a little melancholy, and Joe, just show me that you're okay. I'm just worried. Just show me that you're all right. And the camera, I was looking at the camera while I was sitting here, so I'm seeing this view. It went dark on my phone, and then all of a sudden it's like 10 people lit sparklers all at the same time. And instead of the sparks going straight up, they were swirling. It filled the entire hallway right there. I could not breathe. I was so enraptured and so shocked and bawled like a baby, I gotta tell you, because we always said, I said, I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna do some showy shit. I'm really gonna light it up. And he's like, I wanna be there for that. So he lit it up for me. So, yeah, that's
Joe.
That's my Joe, yeah. Our Joe, our buddy. And we can go down this way, down the front stairs, and we'll go to the basement.
Do you feel anybody here now?
Oh, absolutely.
And then,
yeah. They're just kind of, they can be oblivious to us, and then again, they can actually be following. They like to follow me around and listen to what I'm saying, because it's a little bit different almost every time. You switch a few words, and sometimes they remind me, like, tell them, so like, tell them everything. Don't just leave it out. So they prompt me sometimes.
let us know if you feel anybody specific.
Yeah, well, Mabel.
Okay.
Mabel's following us around. She was 4.
Oh.
So, and this is about Mabel right here, and this is the Beattie's gravestones in Mount Morris Cemetery, which was the first cemetery here in town. It's where all the movers and shakers are buried, and these were bought by the citizens of St. Joseph as well as this. There was nothing over their graves, no markers whatsoever, and the weeds were waist high. But these are the different incarnations. This was when it was an old folks home, and when I was a little girl, we would drive past this very view, and on the way up to an overlook here in town, it's a historic overlook, and you can see way into Kansas, and I used to drive by there with my dad, and I'd say, what are all those people doing there? And he goes, oh, that's the old folks home. That's where the people go there to die. And I said, well, there's soldiers here, and there's children here, and there's people in hospital gowns, and I was seeing all these overlapping time periods out in front. My dad didn't like the fact that I could see these things, so he was just like, oh yeah, that's an active imagination. My mother got it, but my dad didn't really get into that. But I used to see it all from there. And it's several incarnations. There was the original, and then to that, with the new wing added on. She's been through a lot. She's been through a lot, by gosh. Okay, let's go down to the basement. Everybody says the basement's the scariest place. I really don't think so, but a lot of people just don't like basements.
What do you think is the scariest?
I'm not scared at all. No, I've been alone here a lot. I've been here up till 4 o'clock in the morning alone, and really I just hear. When I come in every day, I say hello, I'm back. You know, it's Mary Ann, and lots of times they'll answer me back. Other times things just happen. But I have a story about the guy who was cranky and growled at me in that wing back there. I have a theory that he lived down in this part of the basement at one time. There are numbers over the doors. This was room 30. This was actually a bedroom when it was a halfway house. And that's number 30. Over here is 31. There's 32 and 33. We thought there was only 33 sleeping rooms. I discovered two or three more down the hallway down there where there's no electricity. This is the area where the slaves lived. There were 15 slaves for this one house. That's why I believe that Armstrong rented some of them out. That was common when you had more slaves than you knew what to do with. The youngest one in the 1860 census, that's when the census started in St. Joseph, and the youngest one was in the womb. So he never listed their names. I don't know what their names are. I'm still trying to find it, but everywhere I've looked, I've only found the numbers, the ages, the sex, where they were born, and who they belonged to, and that's all. This is a player piano. It's fully functioning. So every now and then we hear the ding, 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 the rattling kind of honky-tonkish sound from this piano. Terribly out of tune, but we do hear it every now and then. It's fully functioning, although it doesn't work, but we still hear it rumbling sometimes like it's working. So just if you're lucky, you can catch it. I was down here the other day and I was tidying up. Well, I was trying to move that cement mixer because I was annoyed that it was here. I was moving it and I heard like a long sentence of guttural gibberish. And I was like, what's going on, dude? We call him the Custodian. Everybody calls him the cranky man. Me, I just kind of call him grumpy sometimes. Sometimes he is, sometimes he's not. He was making a noise that made me want to go find him because I felt like something was wrong. He was upset about something. So if you follow me this way, I was standing right here getting ready to go upstairs and he kept doing it. And I was like, what's wrong? You know, what are you upset about? And I came in here and the sewer was backed up in here, all the way up here. And he was back here going, because he wanted me to come in and see it. I wouldn't have even seen it if I hadn't heard him hollering at me. So everybody says that he's mean. He was wanting to take care of the things. He was wanting us to know about it so we could get somebody over here and take care of it. And we did, and now he's happy. But I think...
What are these right here?
Haunted apricots. They're haunted. They're not only haunted, they're deadly too. So they were from back in the day, and somebody even took a I don't know. Yeah, but no. These are possessed. But this was the stove when it was a nursing home and a group home. The kitchen was always down here. It kept it cooler upstairs in the summertime, and also kept it warmer upstairs in the wintertime by having this down here.
So it might be fair to say this is the most scary thing for you?
This is right here, right now. Yeah, that'll do it. That right there. That's the bad thing. Over here we have the original dumbwaiter. And it is nailed shut, but every now and then we hear the rumbling of the pulleys. That's something that started just recently, and I think it's just because we've been talking about the dumbwaiter so much. But there's a little buzzer button right there, and sometimes we'll hear it, and then rumble, rumble, rumble up to the upstairs, but it's screwed shut at both places.
Is
So
this door, all of them? Or
those are cabinets, just cabinets.
So
Yeah,
just the dumbwaiter right there.
yeah, that's the dumb one right there. And in here, this is kind of interesting. My husband just cleaned this up. It was absolutely black. He's been doing a lot around here until he had his surgery. Okay, this was the very latest in refrigeration back in its day. And when they first got it, they put it here partially because they wanted to cover up what was underneath it. There's a tunnel underneath it. It's been filled in off the property, so it wouldn't go anywhere but probably down maybe 100 feet or so, and then it would be caved in. They used to bring up blocks of ice and put in here. And then eventually it was made into a cooler. Yeah, you know, they put the cooler in the side, but it has stayed here because nobody should be in the tunnel. Now these were pantry shelves over here. But the first time I was here, I was compelled to open these. And I thought, that's kind of weird. It's just grungy old shelves. Why am I doing that? But I took a picture, and in the picture that I got, there was a woman. These two shelves were not there. There was a woman and several children sitting on her lap and in the corner hiding. When I first came here, the children were they acted like they were afraid of people. And the people that had managed it before I took it over, let's just say that they did things here that made it bad for the spirits that were harmless, like children and women. And there's also been some footage of, it looks like a tissue. If you took a tissue and held it up in a stiff breeze and then let go, it would waft a little bit. That's come out of here, fluttered around a little bit, and then gone right back in. So I don't know what it is, but I'm always compelled to open this up just because you never know who's in here. But, you know, back in the day when kids were playing hide and seek, they'd hide anywhere. They had no qualms about getting into a dark place. Okay. Now, I hope you have lights because it's going to be dark. That's a bathroom. It's no longer functioning, but back in the day when there were people living down here, that would have been their bathroom. There's a tub and everything in there. In here we've got there's actually a sewing station. If it wasn't here, it might have been out there, I'm not really sure. But there were sewing machines here, and they made dress shirts to help offset costs and sold the dress shirts to the major department stores here in town. So there was a number of different ways they tried to bring in revenue. And these are the original cast iron sinks. Those, however, are not original, but these have been here since they decided to do laundry like that. And there was a wringer washer here too, but they need to take it out. Okay, now, there's no electricity in this area. In here is the furnace room. It has been coal oil, it has been coal, it was gas, it was wood at one time too, but it's been altered so many times and now it is completely inactive. But every now and then we hear bustling around in here and the clunking of a wrench. So this is where the custodian, as we like to call him, would have been most of the time tending the boilers. And that goes to a coal chute in there, which I won't open, it's just too creepy. Okay.
And is there much activity down here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there's a lot. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of bustling around. You can hear, you know, the scuffling of feet. These were shoes left from the people when it was a nursing home, the memorial home as we called it. And we have a guy who's supposed to be the custodian, although he doesn't custodiate very much. But anyway, he moved these shoes. And I didn't know it, but one night, it's been several months now, but one night I had a dream that there was an old man going, "Where's our shoes?" And I was like, your shoes are where they've always been. And he said, they're gone. So the next day I got up, came down here, and the shoes were gone. They were piled up in this room right here, which was a coal room, and set aside. Well, they couldn't find them, so I dug them all out and put them back, and now they're happy. Because basically they want their shoes. Back in those times, people, if you had shoes, you wore them until you couldn't wear them anymore. So it was somewhat inconsiderate of him to move their shoes. This was a coal room. Dark as dark can be. A lot of people go in there and do vigils. I choose not to. There's what's left of my ping pong table. And yeah, there's an outside window, but it would have been basically for throwing coal through there. You can see it in there. Yeah. They would have just shoveled it out. And this was never a room, but this one was. There's 34. It's also a coal room later. And honestly, I don't go in here because there's a mold problem and it's icky, and I've heard things moving in there that sounded like animals. So we're just gonna leave that. Just leave that. Crawl space, we covered that up because it's creepy. And hearing things moving in there is not fun. This is the original outside. It was covered over. This was the Carriage house, the area we're in right now. And it was covered over when they added the wing. They basically took the Carriage house off of it, capped it, put 2 floors on top of it, and then enclosed it. And these are the pavement bricks that go all the way around the house on the outside. They're kind of overgrown with grass now, but yeah. These are, you don't get any more sturdy than this. That's what a lot of the, that's what a lot of the town streets were, was these pavement bricks, and they last forever. In here we got a lot of storage. I mean, you could barely even see in there, but we hear a lot of moving around in there. And when I've gotten brave, you can see that it was outside by the brick detail right there where I'm shining my flashlight there on the wall. You could tell that it was enclosed.
Right.
And then, this is the only area in the whole place I have to wash my hair, so that's, you know, unusual. And then this room. This is 35. This is the last room that they had a sleeping room in, and I am guessing it was probably somebody of importance because they had their own windows and door in and out, a regular standard door. But now there's just stuff stuck in there as usual. But this also shows that this was once outside, the way the brickwork is tapered. And once all these doors, they all opened, and it was a pretty busy place down here. The slaves all slept down here, so they came and went from these exterior doors and did not use the front doors upstairs. Now this is our original sprinkler system, and there's the wrench. And you'll hear that sometimes if you're lucky, him clunking around with that. It was last serviced in '79. Yeah!
Oh, it's a little over here.
It's a little bit, yeah.
It's a heavy duty one, right?
Yeah, the heat tape is new, however. But yeah, this is it's a sprinkler. That was pretty high tech back in the day. Okay, watch your head through here. This is the last room, and this is interesting because it used to be a tool room for somebody, who knows who. Watch your head, please. But here's more of our asbestos floor. And the very last room, no windows at all. That's why it creeps me out. But you can see that it was exterior at one time, and it had these low windows for the horses to poke their heads out. And this was actually the last part of the carriage house. There were one carriage horse and 2 plow horses that actually they used to till the gardens and everything. They had a chicken coop and vegetable gardens, flower gardens, and they were pretty self-sustaining. And they also have a well. There's a well out there, but it's been capped over for a long time. Armstrong died of cholera, and that's transmitted through dirty water. He got that in the Civil War when he decided that he needed to go fight for the Confederacy. So he left the office of mayor for 6 months and came back home, back to be mayor again when he contracted cholera. And it's something that came and went and came and went and finally claimed his life in the end. Watch your head, watch your head. It is my goal to empty all this out. Not myself. No, not myself, but to have it back to where it can be somewhat more usable. We'll see. Okay, that's this part. Let me take you back here and show you the custodian's bedroom. These are a lot of things. I found a lot of them here. This little black doll here we found in the dregs in the corner somewhere. So that, I believe, is original to the house, as well as these are the yokes for the plow horses that I found in that room that was so full of stuff. I got brave, went in there. There's a lot of stories about this room. When I first pulled into the parking lot, I wasn't invited here, but I just couldn't stand it any longer. It was about 6 years ago. I just drove up here, pulled in the parking lot, and when I got out of my car, I was parked right about where I am right now, and I heard somebody banging on the window, and I thought, oh God, there's somebody living there. And I peeked in here, and it was a man with a dirty face, wearing bib overalls and a dirty shirt, and was, what are you doing here? And I said, I'm just here to visit. I'm not coming to bother you or anything, but this is a current thing that new visitors will see, is the grumpy man hollering right there. I call him the custodian now because he's not always grumpy, but he does want to know why you're here. I think he's very protective, actually, of the place. And in this window, there is a fuzzy-headed white woman who appears to be not quite together in the head, and she likes to scream, and she'll stand in that window. And that's another one of the common stories, too, is that her screaming and him hollering and wanting to know why you're here. This would have been his bedroom. And the reason I say that is because it smells like cigarettes in here frequently. A lot of people will come in here and sit on that chair and do a vigil, and while they're filming or something like that, you'll see that start swinging without anybody touching it. And it's not really a light we like to use, so it really shouldn't be swinging, but it will swing sometimes. This bed has been down here, I think Michael told me, ever since he bought it and before. So technically the last person that could have slept in it could have been our custodian. And I'm hell-bent on finding out what his name is. He doesn't really like to tell you, but I'm gonna find out. And then brought cigarettes for him, people leaving little offerings. There was an ashtray in here, and it's gone now, but there was a small bottle of an airplane bottle, and he would knock that around. I would find it on the floor. It was just, and now it's gone, so somebody drank it in his memory, probably. They made use of every nook and cranny in this place. Then I think this probably would have been the cook's bedroom because it's adjacent. There would have been a fire door right here, and it's adjacent to the kitchen. And I think probably that's where she lived because it was handiest for her. An interesting thing about this building, though, when they made all these rooms, every single room had a closet. And that was kind of unique for houses at the time because they had a tendency to use furniture rather than closets and wardrobes and things like that. But every single room they put a closet in, which is, I think, pretty cool considering. And they weren't original to the house, so it was obviously to accommodate the residents. And that was probably for hot water too. I don't know.
So how come you bang when you go in? Or do you knock at the...
I didn't even realize I did.
Okay.
I probably just like saying, see, the house gets me. It just probably, basically it's my way of saying, coming in. Hello, how you doing? That kind of thing. Just like when I come in, I tell my husband all the time, you should say hello when you go in there. He goes, well, I don't want to look like an idiot. And I said, well, you're not going to look like an idiot. They'll hear you. But he doesn't get it. He's not. he doesn't do what I do, so, you know. So, but they follow him around because they like him. I think they like him a lot because he does a lot of work here and fixes things rather than tears things up. Any more questions about the basement?
So which area do you think is where we should concentrate our investigation?
I just think you need to just spread out and spend some time just about everywhere.
Okay.
Because honestly, they'll respond to you. We had some people here, they did a thing here, they spent the night here, and as soon as they came in, they're really fun. They're a couple. The minute we got in and we started talking about the place before I even started a tour, we were hearing people laughing and giggling and conversation and doors opening and shutting with the doorknobs and things like that. So they were like, "Is it always like this?" I said, "Well, they're excited you're here." So, you know, but they're very they're actually pretty nosy, and they like to see who's doing what and why. And if you have children, if you're parents, I think they gravitate towards that too.
We'll be with our son. So.
Yeah, yes. Last room, I didn't show you the bunk room.
Good.
Okay, do you have any questions? What am I know I'm leaving some
You've
things
done
out
really,
probably.
really
No,
well.
you've done really thorough.
There's a
It's
lot
very
going on.
interesting.
I think you'd want, as far as the Beattie Mansion's concerned, I mean, there's no question for you that it's haunted.
Oh, absolutely. I knew it before I ever even came inside. This is Armstrong Beattie right here. This is the deed of sale for his plot, and he was the main shareholder and sat on the seat for the cemetery. So basically he bought a plot from himself and was dead 2 years later, but with no stones. So the townspeople did that because they felt sorry for him. There's an article over there, one called Armstrong Beattie's Ghost. They're saying how he must be lamenting because he didn't have a marker and all that, which would make him kind of cranky, you know. If they don't have a gravestone, it has a tendency to make people a little one way or the other. I think they're curious, and I think that the layers, although they didn't know each other in life, I do believe that they mingle. I believe there's a lot of mingling going on. Ergo, the girl who killed herself being tormented by people that were either in her time frame or not, but she obviously didn't have the skills to survive her environment. So, but I think they interact with each other, and I think it's the residual energy is off the chain, really, and the actual physical haunting as well. The grounds have activity on it, and you never know what you're going to see, really, honestly, or feel. And just if you're just quiet for a little bit, you know, you start hearing things. They usually pick it right up for you.
And this is a place finally that you really love. You love this.
Oh, I'm kind of obsessed. Yeah, first time I was in the place for an investigation. Well, first I did a tour, and I knew more about the house than the woman that was giving me the tour, only because what they were telling me. I mean, I was getting all the facts from somebody that wasn't speaking to me out loud. And honestly, I made a promise that I would try to make it as much as I could like it should be or used to be, that kind of thing, and then make them all feel like they're welcome here. Because this truly was a place for people to seek refuge. And even though the Beatties didn't fill it with children, eventually it was filled with children. And I think that's one reason why Eliza Beattie is still around, because of the children. So there's
Awesome.
Okay, that was
Thank you
awesome.
so
okay,
much.
is that good?
Okay, so now that y'all know the history of this insane building. It is so big in there, and it's kind of hot out tonight. We are going to get into the investigation now. What's crazy is that right now, y'all on the other side of the screen know more about the mansion than I do, because my parents filmed the interview earlier today so that I wouldn't have any knowledge of the building's full history. So when we get results, we get answers tonight. If they line up with the history, it'll be new to me, and my parents will be the ones that can say, oh yeah, that makes sense, or that doesn't make sense. It's kind of an experiment, if you will. But before we get started tonight, as you guys know, we always give away a free gift bag. And if you're here right now during the live premiere of this video, hi to everybody. And if you're watching this after the premiere, you should come for the live premieres. Every time we premiere a video, we give away free merch. We all hang out and talk. It's awesome. But if you want a chance to win a free Paranormal Files gift bag, all you have to do is like the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and comment "I love the mansion" down below. Now I'm gonna give you all 10 seconds, and in those 10 seconds, go comment "I love the mansion" in the comment section. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, excited to give away a gift bag, and I'm also excited to attempt to talk to the specters inside of this building. I'm here with one and only Mary.
Hello.
My mom.
Hello.
Nice glowing pants you got there.
Oh my gosh, I've got some cat balls in my pockets. I'm ready to investigate. Yes.
Oh my god.
I know.
Whoa,
I'm
calm
weird.
down there. Calm down.
Sorry.
How did it feel earlier going through the building?
It was really interesting, and she had so many stories, and she was a psychic, and so she would kind of tell us where she was feeling more energy and all the stories. And so it was really interesting. I'm excited because I feel a lot of energy.
Well, without further ado, let's head in and begin. Okay, you ready to do this?
Oh yeah.
It is hotter than hell in here.
It's
I'm not gonna lie. Every night it has just been roasting. It seems like the devil has put me in an oven and locked the what is it, flap? Door? Oven door? Yeah, door.
Oven flap.
So, to anybody here, the K2 spiked. Spiking. Anybody here in the mansion? My name is Colin. I'm here with my mom.
Mary.
We would love to talk to you tonight. If you're out here, feel free to make yourself known in any possible way. We have some devices you can come play with. We have it's called a REM pod, that little red light right there. You can go up and touch that if you're here. We're gonna be using all sorts of tools, but I just wanna know, can any of you guys let us know that you're here? There's a cat ball right there. Oh, the one right by the water fountain too. Didn't you say that was active?
Yes.
Oh, keeps going off.
That's weird.
If you're in here with us, could you knock on something? Like that, move something, touch something, use your voice to say something to us? That damn ball is still going off.
That's weird. When you say that.
Right when I said that, it stopped. Oh. If you're by the water fountain, can you take a drink? Could you show us how the water fountain works? That hasn't gone off in forever. That's the temperature.
Oh.
Yeah, you can do that again.
Well, she did say that people would line up to get drinks, children, and there is one little girl that's supposed to be living here, and I'm not going to tell Colin her name right now. We're going to see if we get your name. Can you make a noise or tell us your name? Somebody's getting a drink over there.
Somebody's very thirsty.
I'm too.
Yeah, I already sweat out half my water weight. Something is around the REM pod. It's very strange. The last 4 or 5 times I've used this thing, the temperature gauge has not alerted once. Okay, we're gonna use this little game that we have. All you have to do is speak to us, and we should be able to hear your voice. Can you tell me who you are? The K2 just spiked all the way to red.
Are you one of the children or one of the senior citizens when it was a retirement home?
Pole. What do you mean by pole? Can you please explain that to me? Thank you for saying that to us.
There was a board, but I don't think they would pull buttons. I think they would push buttons in their, I don't know if it was a push or a pull, in their room to alert people if they needed help. But there's a switchboard down there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need help? Is that what you're trying to say?
Some sort of movement.
Clark? Was your name Clark? I know I just asked for your name. Thanks for telling it to me. Were you... Did you live here, Clark?
Oh gosh, that's weird.
Did you want us to stay over there, Clark? Visit. Are you glad that we're visiting you? We're gonna step over here now. What's this area?
Well, it's just, so that's Eliza down there, and these are all just the little bedrooms, and this was the children's room.
Are there any children with us right now? Clark, were you a child?
Problem.
There were people with problems here, that's for sure.
I heard a noise.
Oh, I heard a knocking.
Yeah, me too.
There's knocking going.
Daddy. That's something a child would say, you know?
Oh yeah.
Do you want your dad? This is Eliza?
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Eliza.
You hear us?
Well,
Problem.
there were people with problems here, that's for sure.
I heard a noise.
Oh, I heard a knocking.
Yeah, me too. If you want us to hear you, why don't you say something for us? When you take that light away, it shows how dark it is in here. Eliza, are you here?
See.
See. By the ocean. Oh my god, it is hot.
It's really hot.
I don't know if you guys can tell online, but I am dripping with sweat because it is very hot in here. Holy shnikes, Batman.
It's a hot one.
Hey Eliza, can you turn the AC down, please?
Oh.
Weird, right?
Hear me.
Hear me. That's so weird.
That's really
You can hear
weird.
us, hear me. I said you could interact using the REM pod.
That's
And then
really
when
weird.
we left, it started going off again. And then right when it starts going off, it says "Hear me." Maybe they are over there.
Mm-hmm.
Also weird that I made a joke about the about the AC.
George, are you here?
Atmosphere.
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 Weird. Another temperature
Uh-huh.
related word.
Right.
The atmosphere is a little too warm for me up here. What about you, George and Eliza?
She really said that the little kids. Mabel, are you?
Fatal.
What?
Fatal. Mabel, fatal?
Well, Mabel died.
Really?
Little girl that died.
Oh, weird. Behind you, it looks so creepy.
Oh, it's really dark.
This is a
Should-
big building.
Should I turn my light off to show people?
Oh, you know, weirdly enough, I feel like cold.
What was that?
Like a footstep or a creak.
Down here.
I feel like a cold.
Well, it's back by her REM pod. I keep getting confused because it's so big and then the cat ball's going off.
Please don't stop.
Okay, we'll keep going.
Let's turn the lights off and go infrared.
Okay.
That camera looks huge in your hands with this big ass light. It's like the size of your. It's way bigger than your. The light's like the size of your head.
Oh my god. It is big. That's a big light.
I'm gonna set this down so I can just film you for a sec. A girl herself here.
Yeah, yourself.
When?
I mean,
I'm sorry.
Colin, I felt.
Huh.
I thought there was a noise behind me. Did you?
That's weird that we're talking about someone that. And they said, "I'm sorry."
When we were walking through, she told us that one of her stories was she could see.
It sounded like the cat ball moved. There was some movement right when it went off.
Son.
Son. When somebody, like she could see that somebody, this girl, herself, and then there was somebody, it was when it was somebody in for a mental patient, and there was somebody taunting her like a bully, telling her she should do it, And then there was somebody at the bottom of the steps laughing after she did it.
Oh my
like
God.
spirits. So terrible.
Speak.
Do you want us to speak and talk about it?
It's weird that we were talking quietly.
I know.
If we're talking to the woman who I'm so sorry that you came to that. And if we're talking to the bullies, what you did was inexcusable. And now I'm demanding, if you're the bully, that you come talk to
Don't be
us.
fearful.
Don't be fearful. That's weird because they talk about positive spirits, right?
Right. Yeah, because she said there's not really anybody that's evil or mean. She just feels. She said that some people feel like downstairs there's a crabby guy but she thinks that he's actually helpful. So she doesn't feel like there's anything scary at all.
Can you make a noise up here to tell us where you are?
Did I scare you?
Did I scare you? Don't be fearful. No.
No. And you know what? I'm a mom, and this is my son, because she did say that they do like that energy and kind of family, and they like it when you joke around and have fun, and just that family connection. So I am here with my son, and we are just here to make contact with you.
Mandy.
Mandy. Oh, okay.
Mandy? This is about to run out. Oh. Thank you, Mandy.
Are you here with us?
I think honestly we should go downstairs. Because I'm really hot up here.
Right, it is.
It's really uncomfortable.
I know.
Okay, everybody. Anybody who's upstairs? Eliza, can you...
That was creepy.
That was a footstep.
That was creepy. Then she's. Yeah, I can hear that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna roll on my other camera. I can't pause my camera. That was literally like a...
It was weird. Colin,
Still.
that was. Oh, really weird.
It sounded like a young girl.
And that's supposed to be. Definitely.
Ill.
Like mentally ill?
Ill people here. Is this Eliza? We know that you fell ill.
If that's you, Eliza, come on over.
Person.
Yeah, we're just two people. It's just me and my mom. So, you can come talk to us. We're not scary people, and we're not afraid of you. You can even show yourself to us, and we won't be afraid. Can you walk towards us, please?
How many spirits are here?
Oh, and the... Oh. Look at that.
That's
Mum.
Mom?
Mum. Like English?
Let me see.
Mum?
That's weird that it's just me and you, and it said son and mom.
Yes.
Yeah, you can keep walking towards us, Eliza, or whoever you are. I know I asked you to do that, so thanks for doing it. Come back.
Hear us.
Oh, hear us.
Fuck.
Jesus.
How do those things know how to find me?
I don't know.
Every damn time they somehow find my... Ah! Oh,
God, you're
it's still here.
And you wouldn't think it would be.
In the complete darkness, dude. It got into my earlobe.
I could hear it. You know, they actually like it if you laugh.
Rosemary.
I mean, it could be the name, of one of the patients or the senior citizens. Oh, jeez. Oh, good. Watch out, God. What was that called?
Walk over towards this red light if you can see it. We just want to talk to you. I'd love to see you.
Frank.
Right when it said that kept pulling. Can you make a really loud noise for us? I would love that. My mom and I are just here to hang out with y'all.
Stephen.
I feel like there's a ton of people.
Yes. And that's what she said, that there are lots of just people here.
It's like, my feeling is it's this guy's room, this girl's room.
Mm-hmm.
This girl has this hallway. This guy's in this room. And they're all kind of in the doorways.
Mm-hmm.
If you are in the doorways, once again, you really don't have to be afraid of us. We're not going to hurt you. We just want to learn more about you. Can you tell us how you died or walk over here towards us?
I'm playing games.
You're playing games. Are you playing games with us? Or are you saying you're too busy to come say hi? What games do you like to play? Could you please tell us what...
That was me.
It's very, still.
It is very still.
No breeze, even though I wish there were one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're sitting in a shell.
Yeah.
You know?
Cursed.
It is kind of cursed.
Cursed. We're going to move to a different part of the building to try to talk to some more people. If you want us to stay up here, can you come walk over here or make a loud noise? Tell us something. Tell us that you don't want us to leave.
James.
James? Come on, James. You can come talk to us.
Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit.
King James?
No.
Bible?
Could be.
Do you want us to read you some Bible verses?
That's just weird.
Oh, I feel weird all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, the capo.
Oh my god, I have chills.
And you know, Colin, that sounded, that like noise was right down there.
Okay, so you want us to read you a Bible verse?
Spirit.
I was just typing in Bible verse about the Holy Spirit.
Really?
Yep.
They definitely want to hear that.
Oh my god, they want to hear
They want to.
Bible verses.
They really do.
That's really weird. Okay, whoever this is.
Little.
Little.
Child?
A child. I'm going to read you a few verses. This is Romans 15:13. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Corinthians 6:19-20. Do you not
Love.
love?
Laugh.
Laugh. Someone's laughing at the Bible.
Yeah. Might be.
Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies.
That's funny that you said honor God with your bodies, because she did say that There were prostitutes.
Knock.
Knock.
What was that?
Oh. That's so weird. It's
She screams.
she screams. You did just go, oh.
And in this window, there is a fuzzy-headed white woman who appears to be not quite together in the head, and she likes to scream, and she'll stand in that window. And that's another one of the common stories, too, is that her screaming and him hollering and wanting to know why you're here.
And you're talking about prostitutes?
Yes, and there were some here. She was saying that there was a room that she's got for them.
I had no idea that was a thing.
No, and because St. Joseph, I was definitely here in those days.
Well, it's also weird that said knock. It sounded like a door.
Mm-hmm.
And then the REM pod. Here, let me film you. You can read a couple.
I was sick.
Oh! Wasn't he sick?
Well, Eliza was for sure.
Here, why don't you read a couple of these Bible verses?
Yes.
Do you want me to read one of these?
I responded yes.
If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give the Holy Spirit to those who ask him? Luke 11:13.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'll give you
That
one.
verse confused me.
I didn't.
I don't know. I can tell what you just said.
I was like,
I like to talk.
Oh.
okay, good.
I think there's something in one of these rooms.
Yeah.
It's like creaking footsteps.
Down there. Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom.
You see us.
Oh,
Oh, we don't see you, but can you show yourselves? We hear you.
what
Oh
the
my
hell?
God. You want us to come back down there? That's where she said that this area is super active. Oh my God.
Feeling cold down here.
George, Harriet, Eliza, or Mabel?
Don't go.
Don't
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 go.
go down there, Colin. Don't
Wait, what?
You know
It,
what?
look at them. It's just right when we were leaving that area too. The thing went off and it said, "Don't go."
Oh, that's weird. Do we have a light?
I'm gonna sit here on this bench.
The cat balls went off again.
There it is. It wants us back.
Mabel, are you here?
Lights.
Do you like it with the lights on? The cat ball lights?
You just asked if we had a light.
Right.
Hey, do you like having a mom in the house? Do you like it that a mother and son are here?
Can I help you with something?
Thank you for listening.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what we like to do.
This to me, this seems like the spirit of the woman who maybe she wants to hear Bible verses for comfort. She's saying, "Thanks for listening. I'm sorry." Don't you think?
That could be.
Did you in here? We're not judging you at all.
Prepare.
Prepare.
Here.
Prepare for what? Right back.
4.
Are there 4 of you here? Oh, that little girl was 4.
That died?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Were you 4 years old when you died?
But Mabel was here with 3 of her siblings. When it was an orphanage, there were 4 children here. Yeah, well, Mabel.
Okay.
Mabel's following us around. She was 4.
Do you miss your mom? Mabel.
What was that?
Did you hear me?
Did you hear me right after that noise?
Yes, we actually did hear you. Mabel, do you want to come and give me a hug? I love little girls. I've got a little girl. And I like to play games with her. And we play with dolls. I don't know, for some reason I have goosebumps. Like,
Yeah, I feel like
it's like a chill or something. I never have that, and it's roasting in here.
Mabel.
Child.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god. Mabel, come and sit with me. I can read you a book. I can play with some of the toys here. I know you like horses. It must get a little bit lonesome in here. Do you want me to fix your hair?
Absolutely.
Do you want me to give you braids? That's what I do for my daughter. She loves it when I brush her hair. And then I give her a French braid.
And Mabel, look. I'm gonna take my hair down. You can come play with my hair if you want. You can play with either of... Oh, my hair looks weird, man. You can play with either of our hair, Mabel, if you want to. You know, I definitely wouldn't say it's creepy at all up here. It's just, you feel like someone's with you.
Oh, yeah.
You're not alone in here. Mabel, I could be your older brother for tonight. Will you come give me a hug?
Vernon.
Vernon wants a hug.
Vernon, you can get a hug too. Come on, buddy. What am I doing?
You're hugging a ghost.
It's the only hug I can get.
I'll give you a hug.
Isaac.
Isaac? I think there's a lot of people here.
Okay, everybody, we're gonna go downstairs. Downstairs. If you're still here, can you maybe do something really big for us? Roll the ball around, shut one of the doors, and then we'll stay up here if you do that for us. Otherwise, we have to go. I'm sorry. Could you knock on something or just do something for us, please?
I'm sorry, but you're kind of sounding like a southern
I
gentleman.
know, I was just thinking that.
Can you knock on something? Or do something for us, please?
Here, I'll read you one more thing. Ephesians 4:30. And do not grieve the Holy Spirit of God, with whom you were sealed for the day of redemption. Okay, we're gonna go downstairs. Feel free to follow us. Not out of the building, but just down the stairs if you want to keep hanging out. Okay, well, we've been up here like 40 minutes already, so we're gonna head downstairs and see if we can interact with people in the basement, because that's where I'm excited to go. Okay, everybody, so Jeff just got here. What's up, my man?
Everybody,
Had to go home and grab some additional gear. What do you got for us?
we're gonna bring, went and got the Boo Bear because there's a lot of kid stuff here. And then I got the SLS camera, which we forgot. And I got the FLIR camera as well.
Well, we heard creaking and stuff upstairs.
It was really active in the cat balls kept going off and the REM pod was going off. But it wasn't really creepy, but there was tons of noises.
Seems like they're like God in here.
We were maybe thinking maybe that woman hanged herself.
Oh, that's right.
Are you excited to finally join the hunt?
Yeah, it's just a long trip back to the hotel and back, but I'm tired.
Wait.
Oh, wait a second. Okay.
What was that?
Yeah, it's just a long trip back to the hotel and back, but I'm tired.
Wait.
Yeah, it's just a long trip back to the hotel and back, but I'm tired.
Wait. Dude, are you sure you locked the door?
We should probably check it.
Where door did you come in?
I just came in from the...
Hey, hold on. Let me just ask. Hello? Let's turn this fan on. Hello?
I'm gonna just check. Just hold on. Keep the
It's
light
kind
on.
of creepy how quiet that is. Your shoes are glowing.
Keep the light on.
You heard that though, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think it sounded like?
Like a door closing or just like a...
Yeah,
The
kind
door
of.
is locked. It's meant it was locked.
Oh, goodness.
So
Okay. Hold up, let me grab a device. Let's use this.
here, let me.
Okay.
She said there's a lot of people running down these hallways, so it'd be nice just to kind of like do a little sweep with this stuff.
Sure.
Okay, so this is just about on.
You know, I would be genuinely surprised if the paralight actually hits on anything. I think the only time it's ever activated was it was in Wisconsin, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Where was it?
Were we with Colina?
Yeah, but
I think so.
that area. What was that again? She had said that is a.
I don't know the history.
It's got the. There's that. Anyway, should we go through here?
Yeah.
If there's anybody in here on the main floor, all I want to do is talk. So,
This thing. Damn it. The flare turned off.
what?
The flare turned off.
By itself?
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's rebooting.
Yeah, I mean, if that's how you want to communicate, you can touch our equipment, our toys.
See, it's coming back.
Do you want to record on that?
Well, it turned off. Or it's just about booting up. I have no idea why it would turn off.
You went all the way to grab that. And it's still not working.
What the hell? Kidding me?
Oh man, I gotta get out of this
Here.
room. It is way too hot in this room.
Okay, anybody come out and touch this device here. Show yourself. This shut off. I don't know what's going on with it. I can't.
Is it charged?
Yeah, it's fully charged. I charged it all night. What's going on? All the way back up to this thing. Anybody come out?
Smells a little funky.
Here.
Ew, it smells like diapers.
It actually does.
Right here. Do you smell that? What is that? I've never smelled that in a location. It straight up smells like. Oh, weird. Or maybe even nursing home. It literally smells like baby powder and like
Dirty diapers.
poo poo.
Let me just try this one more time. This is a reading room. This area is what she said. And this is definitely active.
Is this one the stick figure thing?
Yes.
I just gotta
Oh,
sit.
look at that things. Did you see that?
No. I gotta say, out of all the floors so far, this one seems only like an eighth of the energy is even upstairs.
This
You know?
this is dead. I see. Oh,
Oh,
see it?
oh.
Look at.
Okay.
Oh. I'm feeling this like.
Oh.
It's like
That's weird.
What would be the fire? Maybe?
yeah, maybe. Here, let's. Number 4. Didn't you guys get number 4?
Oh, we did actually, yeah.
Let's look at this.
Oh, that's weird.
Right.
4.
Are there 4 of you here?
Oh, look at this. Look at this. This thing never goes off.
Oh my
Oh, look
God.
at. Oh. What would make this go off? Hello, anybody in here? Make a noise in here.
What is this room?
Can you hold that door?
These old bed frames. Do you think people died on these?
Look at this though. Why would this go off?
I mean, I'm hesitant to call that paranormal, but I will say that it's almost like a battery, you know?
It never goes off.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Like, even like this much. I'm gonna turn the light off so you can see it. This level of EMF would literally act like a battery for spirits to just draw from.
I mean, are you back here? What would make it? I don't see anything here that makes it go off. This is a mattress.
It's a mystery.
Do you wanna do
This
it?
is where we heard the noise from too. Interesting. Mary and I did the upstairs of the Beattie Mansion. It's very active up there. Lots of feelings, energy, things coming through. We've been on this main floor for a while now. Pretty much nothing, except for that one noise we heard, but it hasn't happened again. Some weird EMF values back here, which could be acting like a battery, so spirits upstairs and downstairs could draw from that area. But we're gonna go down to the basement. I haven't been to the basement yet. I am excited. I always love a good basement. So, I don't know how to get there. Why don't you guys lead the way?
All right.
Do you know which way?
You know, this is the old part of the house. Right there it stops.
She hanged herself right here.
Right there. If you go to the top.
If the woman who we might have been talking to upstairs is here with us right now, I hate to try bring you back to where that tragic event happened, but we're here and we want to contact you, and this was the last place where you were on Earth, where you drew a breath. So if you could please come through and speak with us. I'm going to turn the light off now so that we can talk. Can you come out and let us know that you're here? Or anybody who's here, could you let us know that you're with us? Night shot? Also, I guess we scrapped my basement plan. We'll go in a second. I don't know, I just don't feel anything in this area. You know, at the Pythian, it was like thick through the whole building. Here it's kind of just like very quiet. Could you knock on something, move something around for us?
here?
Every time you've said Mabel. Do it again.
Mabel, do you want to come and play?
Oh. Mabel, are you here?
Do you still want me to do your hair?
All we really want to know right now is that somebody is with us. Can you just knock on something or open or shut a door, come running over towards us? We just want to know that you're here so that we can talk.
Where are you?
Right when you started walking down the steps.
If you hear and you are sorry about that, can you just show us yourself and acknowledge that you're here so we can validate you? I feel some. Are you down here? Okay, you can show yourself. I'm not gonna harm you. Come a little closer. Okay, you want to come over here? Stay to your right, all the way not that way. Okay, you're to your right, Colin. There's one. See it? Can you hold your right hand out, Colin? Can you grab Colin's hand? It's tall. Oh, look at. It's weird. It's like it's not even Colin. It's not even him. Look at that.
God.
Oh, one up on the. What in the world? Oh, gone. Ah, was that you? Can you make that light go off more if that were you? It must have been.
Okay, so after a little more exploring here on the main floor, now we're gonna go down to the basement. And like I said before, I love me a good basement. Oh,
Turn the light on. Here. Nothing else we're bringing down?
hello to anybody who might be down here in this very creepy old basement.
They saw the angry guy in that corner of the window and then that woman that yells out of that window. So there's a lot of activity in this room. If anybody's in here, can you just say something?
I have a little toy in my hand that might help me to see you. So could you show yourself to us?
Are you the angry man here in the corner? Can you say something? Or the woman that yells right here? Go ahead and yell at us.
It was really quiet.
God, quiet in this building. What the hell? Is there any reason why nobody wants to talk to us in here? We're very friendly people.
Oh, we walk back. Here's the slave areas back here.
How is this?
She's
Oh, freezer? Oh.
Yeah. That closet, yeah, try open it. She said that there was somebody hiding in there, a woman and some kids. Might have been on the other side.
Yeah, I don't think anyone could hide.
Well, the
Yeah.
other side is just as small, but
The
she
other
said.
side, she had a woman and a girl.
That's what I just said.
Let's go over there.
Wait, right here, Colin. This is the
Right,
side.
right there.
Right
Down there on the lower sheet, there was a woman and a girl crouching down. Those two shelves right there.
If there's the spirit of a woman and a child in here, can you show yourselves to us?
Or say something. Lock space in here. Anybody like to hang out in here?
I feel just nothing. Completely
The
silent.
boiler room, is
Like the energy last night, off the charts. Tonight, I feel like zip up. A little upstairs earlier, but just nothing.
iron sink,
Wash.
wash, clothes,
Wash and wash.
and this is the,
That's creepy.
and down here, of course. Back in here is the industrial. Are you down here?
Could you make a sound for us? I'm sorry if we're bothering you. I really don't want to bother anybody who's here in the mansion.
And these shoes were all stuffed into this cabinet, she said one day. Someone took all, these are all the shoes left over.
It's creepy, for sure.
And then he was mad, so she had to take all the shoes out. Watch out, Colin, there's a low heat, but it's fine.
This is where they worked. This is the workshop. We went into these pipes.
Water just
Weird.
appeared on my arm. No, seriously, I don't remember getting dripped on by anything.
That's weird.
There's a bag. It's the workshop.
Oh, it smells like a workshop. Is there somebody in here? We would love to talk to you.
That's where they had some asbestos flooring.
I love the smell of asbestos.
No, that's not working.
Any other ones
Oh, that's just like the old original.
Oh, so asbestos. Okay, to anybody down here, we're gonna leave soon. Can you show us something? Tell us where you are or who you were? Oh my, you can actually hear the silence. It is so quiet in here. Like there's no AC down here running. Nothing making any noise. It's completely silent. Like you can't hear the wind. It's like I can't remember the last time I was in a space that was like so deafeningly quiet. And I honestly get the vibe of we just don't want to talk. You're kind of annoying us. Because it said earlier, you know, upstairs stay.
It is dead silence.
Maybe we should try the SLS upstairs once
Sure.
and then go. Ow!
Colin.
All right, everybody. Well, sometimes, like last night at the Pythian Castle, you have an incredible night with incredible evidence. And then you have a night where it's just undeniably quiet. Mary and I got some really great stuff upstairs, but for the last hour and a half, we haven't recorded one real piece of evidence, haven't heard anything. And a lot of times, what you can't convey on video is the feeling of a location. Pythian Castle, I was very, very afraid, in the tunnel area. This place, I literally don't feel anything right now. And that's not to say that it's not haunted. That's not what I'm getting at. Just the nature of the paranormal is obviously unknown and we don't understand it. And what we've found in our research is that sometimes the spirits are here, sometimes they don't want to talk and it's quiet. And it feels like it does right now here. It feels like an empty shell. I have no anxiety, I have no chills, I feel no rush, no other emotions. But yeah, we keep it real here on the channel, so thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week and stay spooky.
And yet, for a place filled with so much death, the Beattie Mansion is one covered in life. It's always strange to me to see these old abandoned houses, mansions, hospitals covered in vegetation and life. It shows you that there really is a circle of life. And no matter how depressing, how sad these videos can get, they still show you that life is worth living. Everybody we investigate, every soul we try to contact, they had their own life. They lived it to its fullest. And I only can hope to do the same with my own. So I hope that your takeaway from my videos isn't that death is scary, ghosts are creepy, the end is the end. Because let me tell you, the end is not the end. There's something after. I can't tell you exactly what it is. But doing this for so long, for so many years, it's given me an appreciation of life. Of the life I was given, of the family I was given. And I couldn't be more thankful for any of it. Anyways, I love y'all, and I'll see you next week. So at the end of the day, I wish we would have had more time at the location because we could have investigated the whole place so much more thoroughly. I don't know if you could gather that from just the tour itself, but there's so much space inside of the building and there are so many different stories and supposed energies that inhabit that old building that it would be next to impossible to try to investigate them all in one night. And I mean, to be honest, that's how it is with all of these locations. When you go to a place just for one night only, it's not like you're going to be able to really get in depth with any of the investigating, which I'd like to spend more than one night in a location in the future to try really dig into these stories and this history. But that's just kind of the reality of ghost hunting when you're traveling all the time to investigate these different locations. And you know, some people say the videos are boring, we didn't get enough activity. I mean, the thing that I always tell people is that, you know, you have to imagine when we interview people, right? Like the woman we interviewed in this video, these people have spent years at these locations, sometimes almost every single day in these buildings. And they'll have 2 or 3 stories that stick out to them that were like really crazy pieces of paranormal evidence that they witnessed. So that's saying like out of, I don't know, 1,500 days that they were there, they experienced 2 or 3 really crazy events. So it's not guaranteed. With the paranormal, you're kind of just casting out a fishing line and seeing if you can hook anything and reel anything in. But I have to say that this location did not disappoint. I mean, you saw in the video, you can feel the energy in that place and you can really feel it emanating from every room, from every wall. It's stained with really, really dark energy from the disturbing history that made the building what it is today. And I'd love to go back. I mean, St. Joseph, Missouri, we filmed 3 videos there. We did the asylum that's there, another haunted mansion there, and the Beattie Mansion. So if any of you paranormal fans want to visit a town where you can really investigate a lot of properties, St. Joseph is definitely a haunted little city. But I'd like to go back. So let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see us make a return trip to the Beattie Mansion to investigate more thoroughly. And yeah, it feels good to finally have this video out there. there. I couldn't believe the other day when I was looking through my catalog of videos and I noticed I'd privated this video and never put it back up for people to see. I mean, it was a whole night of investigating and history and everything that went into it that just disappeared from my channel and the internet. But anyways, y'all, we have some incredible videos coming this summer. Next week, I've interviewed a family member of a victim of a disturbing string of crimes and deaths, and we visited a bunch of locations to tell this story. A lot of heart and soul has been put into next week's documentary, so please show up next week and watch that one because it's crazy. And this summer, we just have some wild videos coming, videos on topics that really matter to me. I've had, people say they don't like when I cover certain events or things, or they like these videos more than others. But what I've found is that the videos that people really seem to connect to are the videos that I'm creating about topics that I'm really passionate about. So yeah, we have some crazy videos coming, crazy people that we're speaking with, countries we're going to be visiting. We're going overseas again this summer. I just can't thank everybody enough for showing up every week, for making this channel what it is, for being a part of the spooky family. It's been an incredible journey, y'all, and I'm so humbled and so thankful from the bottom of my heart to every single one of you who watches every week. Yes, you, the person who is watching this video right now, hi. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll let you guys get on with it. I hope you had a great Memorial Day. Thank you to all the vets out there for your service. I really appreciate everything that you guys and girls stand for and what you've done for our country. Your sacrifices are very much appreciated here on the Paranormal Files, from my whole family to y'all. And I hope that nobody drank too much and has to wake up early for work or something tomorrow with a hangover. But yeah, thanks for spending your Memorial Day with me. I will see you guys next Monday for one of the craziest videos that I've ever produced. Thank you for watching. It's Colin here, and stay spooky.
Once again, if you want to try June's journey today, just scan the QR code on screen or visit the link in the description. All you have to do is scan the QR code on screen or, once again, visit the link in the description. Download June's journey today.